Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the Smokey and Giraffe's Variety Show. This morning we are going to make low-carb, slow cooker meatballs. Let's head over to our stove where we have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil heated in our frying pan on medium. And we are going to add about a half a chopped onion, and we're going to cook it until it's very translucent or it's clear. And since we don't have that many onions here, it probably won't take us about maybe 3 or 4 minutes to cook until they do become translucent. It's been about 30 seconds and look how clear they're starting to become already. Actually, I think we're done. So it has been about 2 minutes. So we're going to put that on the side and we will grab our minced garlic. It's about 1 tablespoon. We'll cook this as well. We don't want to cook too quickly, so we'll just kind of stir it around with the onions for maybe about a minute, just so the savory smell of the garlic will permeate the room, which is starting already. So we'll do this for another 30 seconds or so. All right, well, 30 seconds, I think we're done with that. So we'll go ahead and turn off our burner, and we'll come on over and add this to our turkey mixture. We already have about a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 2 pounds of ground turkey, and 2 eggs. So we'll add it right to our mixture here. Alrighty. My gosh, it smells good already just with the onions and the garlic cooking. Okay. Let's grab our spoon real quick, our mixing spoon. Chop up the eggs a little bit. Perfect. And our turkey is very soft. We just thawed it out. So I'll mix that together, of course, with maybe about 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I'll give it a little extra flavor as well. After that, we have 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning and 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And we'll stir that up as well. The eggs will help the mixture to stick together while it's cooking. It's not going to look like regular meatballs because they are turkey meatballs, so they'll be a little less solidified once we put them together. But we have that pretty much mixed. We'll put that aside and we'll make our marinara sauce. Alright, so we're back on medium-high heat. We did put another tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in our pan, and it's heated up for a few seconds. We're going to place another tablespoon of minced garlic into our frying pan, and we're going to cook that just for about 30 seconds until that starts to cook a little bit. We don't want it to burn, so we won't cook it that long. Alright, about 30 seconds have passed, and our garlic seems to be nice and fragrant. So we will now add 2 small 4-ounce cans of tomato sauce. Alrighty. And of course, the tomato sauce is unsweetened. We like our tomato sauce to be or marinara sauce to be a little sweet, so we will put in about 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking Splenda, or of course your sweetener of choice. From there, we'll add another, maybe a half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, not much, just to give it a little smoky flavor. We'll add a large can of mushrooms. Alrighty. And then for our spices, we have 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of red crushed peppers, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a teaspoon of pepper. Place that in to our sauce, and we'll mix that up as well. All right. My gosh, it smells so yummy already. And then, of course, for our last hurrah, we're going to pan over to our tomatoes. We have this 1-second slicer that Mom bought us years ago. Very helpful. We just place our tomato. We cut the 4 tomatoes, cut in half, and then 2 seconds, boom, it's done. So we'll cut up our tomatoes and we'll add it to our mixture. All right, we have almost crushed all of our tomatoes. So we'll go ahead and add that to our marinara sauce to give it a nice robust tomato flavor. And we'll go ahead and continue cooking this on medium for probably about, I'm going to say 15 minutes. It'll give it time for the tomatoes to break down and become more like stewed tomatoes. Alrighty. So while our sauce is cooking, we have sprayed our pan with a little bit of butter flavored cooking spray, and we've made about 19 to 20 meatballs. And like I said before, they're not as solid as hamburger meatballs, but they kind of held together okay. I think it was probably the egg. So all right, so while that is in here awaiting our sauce, we'll pan back over to our delicious marinara sauce. All right, so this has been cooking for probably about 10 minutes or so. The tomatoes are starting to get a little starting to get a little soft. So to help them cook a little faster, we're gonna use our little masher. We're gonna gently mash our tomatoes. If we do it too strong, all the juices will spray all over the oven and probably onto ourselves. So we'll just do this fairly quickly, but softly or gently. And I think our sauce is looking good enough to place into our slow cooker. And since it'll be cooking for another 8 hours or so, it has plenty of time to soften on its own. So we'll head back over and we'll just place that slowly over our meatballs. Oh my gosh, it smells so delicious already. All right, there we go. It actually smells like buca de beppo right now, so my husband just said. All right, so we'll go ahead and cover it, and we'll put it on low for about 8 hours, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we are into the 7.5 hour. Let's debut our turkey meatballs. Whoops, as I try to get this off. Here we go. Ooh la la. It looks absolutely delicious. Of course, the meatballs are smothered on the bottom of our marinara sauce. We're going to sprinkle just a little bit of cheese over the top of our meatballs to give it a little cheesy flavor. We don't have mozzarella cheese, so we're going to use the next best thing, which is Colby Jack cheese. All right, so we'll do this, sprinkle it over, and we'll just cook it for another half hour. And then we should be ready for din din. Alrighty, we are finished. Ooh, look at that. The cheese over the top of the meatballs. And let's see where the meatballs are. Oh, look at, oh, delicious. It looks like meatloaf. And we'll try some of this very shortly. It looks absolutely delicious. Alright, we have our meatballs with some cheese over the top of our marinara. It just smells and looks absolutely delicious. This is not in our cookbook. However, for other low-carb recipes, you can find our cookbook on Amazon.com, Smokey and Giraffe's Low-Carb Kitchen Recipes. Bon appetit!